Welcome to another episode of PBMIS. In this episode, we are going to talk about capturing your goods and services budget. To capture your goods and services budget, you need to be logged into the offline mode of the PBMIS using your login credentials. In the PBMIS, go to the menu and expand the goods and services menu if it has not been expanded. Click on Goods and Services. This will open the Goods and Services window. Within the Goods and Services window, come to Project to select the project you are budgeting for. So let's say that you are budgeting for a World Food Program. So we select World Food Program. Or let's say you are budgeting for maternal, infant, and young child nutrition. So let's select maternal, infant, and young child nutrition. Then you will come and type in your planned activity. So planned activity, let's type something there. Let's say that saving a child program. Now, in the plan activity, you will come to source of fund and select the source of fund. Now, note that every project has been linked to a certain source of fund. So for this particular project, which is maternal, infant, and young child nutrition, it has been linked to World Bank and UNICEF. So we will select, say UNICEF will be the one funding this particular program. What type of activity are we going to do? For this activity, we say that we are going to have a training. How many times do we want to have this activity? We are saying that we want to have it 4 times within the year. And how do we want to prioritize our activity? Now, when you look at it, when you put your cursor on every session, it tells you what you are supposed to do. So it asks you on a scale of 1 to 10, how will you prioritize this activity? So on a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being the highest, we want to prioritize activity as 1. Now, why do you want to do this budget? That is budget justification. So we want to ensure that we reduce, let's say, infant mortality by maybe a certain percentage, by let's say 90%. Then what intervention is this particular activity related to? So we select the intervention. So maybe let's look for something relating to infants. So we'll say that we are going to do an immunization and blah, 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 immunization and vitamin series and schedules. So we will select it. Then automatically the system tells us that this is also related to child and health nutrition services and the intervention packages. And under the GHS policy objectives, it is aligned to reducing avoidable maternal, adolescent, and child deaths and disabilities. And the national operation that is related to this is national vaccination exercise. Now, here we come to the budget details so that we want to now align our budget to some budget items. What are we going to need for this particular budget? So since this is going to be a training, let's consider it as maybe we'll buy some things. So we'll buy some goods. So first of all, we will need an A4 sheet. So we come to A4 copier papers and we select it. And how many A4 sheets do we need? So this time around, we probably need 50 bundles. And how many days are we going to? This is just a one-off purchase, so it's just one. Then I come here. Sorry, I forgot something. I come here and I clicked on add. Now it tells me output is missing. This is because whilst I was capturing my headers, I did not add any output. So for this activity, what do I expect the output to be? So reduction of infant mortality by 90%. Let me add this item, and my item has been added. Now, the next item that I want to add is a service item, and that service item, since it's a training, I'm going to add, let's say one, that's item number 4. So for the service item, the system does not give you an item number. You need to put in your own item number. So I want to call this item 1. So the description is conference. Since a training, I want to rent a conference room. So conference room package. Then the conference room package, how much am I? So conference room package per unit of measure is per room, or let's say per room. Yes. How much is it costing us? It's costing us, say, 5,000 cedis per room. How many rooms? We are taking one room. For how many days we are taking the program? The activity or the training is going to be 5 days for each time that we are going to meet. So 5. Then it's multiplied by the number of frequencies. So for each frequency, we're doing the program for 5 days. So that would be 20 days in all. And it tells you your budget amount. And I go ahead and click on add. So it tells me my expense account is missing. Now for the goods item type, what happens is that the system automatically selects your national account. But this particular one, since it's a service, you need to select your national account. So let me click on select account, and it's a training. So let me look for something relating to training. So here, I select training, or since it's a conference, let me look for something relating to a conference. So let's say that seminars, conference, and workshop. I select the first one and click on select. Then I add. So this has also been added, and you can add as many programs that you want to add. Now I am done budgeting for this particular activity. So I go ahead and hit on print. And that is my activity. I have generated my first budget activity. So that is how we go around budgeting for an activity. Whilst you are budgeting for the activity, you realize that the system would be calculating your total cost of the activity. So since this particular one is under a program, tells us that the budget for that activity is 12,200, and the program is also 12,200. We will touch on IGF budgeting, that is doing your IGF revenue, and also how you can also extract your GOG revenue. But for now, we are sticking to the program revenue. So that is how we capture your goods and services budgets. Now, you can also come and print your analytical reports to check how your budget looks like. So to print a report, when you close the screen, come to analytical report, Select the report that you want to print. Now I want to look at my report with respect to expense accounts, intervention, and source of fund. Or let's look at the budget allocation by specific activity and source of fund. So I want to look at my budget activity by specific allocation, by specific activity and source of fund. I select the report name and I hit on print. So this is my budget, the one I just did, Saving a Child program, UNICEF, and it is 122,000 cedis. There are other budgets that I've also done that you can see, and the grand total is over there. Thank you for joining us for this session. We'll continue with another session later. Thank you very much.